Okay, here we are. Hi, I'm back.
You done staring?
What's that weird noise in the background of the music? So, um, way back when the channel first started, we were doing Monster Hunter World content, and so when I was doing streaming then, I used a 1 hour loop of my hunter with if you in Monster Hunter, if you don't eat any food in the game, and you take long enough in the hunt, over time your max stamina depletes, and then when it reaches a certain point of having no max stamina left, your hunter will just be like kneeling over and like panting and moaning the entire time because they're really fucking tired. And so I just took a 1 hour loop of that and made it my Be Right Back page. Completely forgot about it. Re-downloaded Streamlabs to like mess around with, streaming, and I'm dabbling back and like doing some content creation stuff. And it still had those files saved in the uploads. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just use it as my BRB screen instead of making a new one. But hi, yeah, back everyone. Thanks for popping in. Also, Chromatic Jester got you back into Monster Hunter. I'm glad to hear, and I'm glad you enjoy the work. It's a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited for Wilds to come out next year and to be able to do some stuff with that. I don't know, messing around with figuring out like optimal combos and rotations and messing around with things, and even just like the fun of actually hunting a thing and doing it really cleanly is a lot of fun. It's part of why I'm enjoying Wu as well, because of the depth and the mechanics for that for combat. But yeah, so let's like actually do some actual testing now. When we were doing last stream got pretty scuffed. I spent way too much time like answering questions and didn't really have a proper game plan for actual testing, so I wasn't really I was kind of directionless with what I was doing. But now I've kind of spent some time, talked with some peeps, figured things out, and got some ideas on what more testing I actually want to do in terms of all of this. So I also actually went ahead and actually did, well, I was taking my break, spent some time to actually grind out a proper set of gear for Yinlin, since I didn't really do much enough in terms of like pre-farming whatnot, so I can actually do proper combat tests. But since my primary focus with Yinlin right now is to kind of figure her out with Calcharo specifically, although from having talked with other theory crafters and also just a little bit of the off-stream testing and everything, Yinlin has a lot of teams she works really well in, and she definitely, at least to me, feels like the quick swap queen right now, or the swap cancel queen. Like, she has so many things you can swap cancel and you want to swap cancel, and she works so well in teams that are very centric around that kind of swap cancel playstyle. But she feels really awkward with Calcharo right now because trying to fit her stuff into the 2-second windows is feeling kind of awkward. And she either like doesn't get as much as she wants done during it, or she's like not getting much meaningful done, or she wants to do more, or his 2-second window is really tight. But so I guess a big part of what I'm going to be testing now is just kind of figuring out exactly what all we really can fit into his like 2-second death messenger windows, and then kind of using that information to try to build rotations or figure out like rotations and priorities and things like that. But also I just need to do, now that I actually have a proper build on her, I can actually run her through some combat, and also actually just kind of play around with the team and kind of try to figure out what actually is working and isn't working, I guess. But me not having any gear for her kind of made that very difficult to do earlier. I feel like the fact that they are limiting the swap cancel tech is kind of positive. I like more upfield time with every character, and combat is less frantic. Plus, we can focus on dodging and parrying. I do agree. I do think it's so like, in terms of like the changes they made that kind of messed with like quick swap teams, I guess you could call them, but all swap cancels in general. What with the outro buffs dropping and whatnot, I definitely like that they made the outro buffs even stronger and kind of want to put the focus on outro buffs in this game. That's definitely a nice thing. And I can definitely understand them wanting to kind of encourage that more on-field time style of things. I also don't think it was necessary to make it so outros drop even if you swap back before the character leaves the field, though, because that all that really does is add a skill ceiling that isn't necessary but is a thing that you can do mechanically. And I'm not a huge fan of that change game direction wise. You can still have like the on-field time more like deepen outro playstyle. Like we'll just call it a deepen playstyle because deepen an outro playstyle because it's just better shorthand. You can still have that exist simultaneously while allowing more advanced swap cancel tech stuff to exist. And as long as content is like properly balanced around the assumption that you are not doing the swap cancel tech, all it is higher skill ceiling that isn't necessary but is something people can tap into if they want to. That's just my thought on it, though. Personally, I definitely would like if like I definitely would. I mean, I'm also definitely coping because I want the Calcharo Yinlin team to look like it did in CBD2, and it just doesn't, and that's just the reality of it. But I would personally like that ceiling to still exist because it doesn't have to be necessary, but it would be nice for it to exist, I guess. I also understand that choice though, because if they probably want to. My thoughts on it is that they want to dissuade people away from doing as much of like the quick swap heavy kind of compositions and teams, because that's like a very, I guess, Genshin thing, and they're probably trying to differentiate their combat more from Genshin in that way. And I can understand the decision, even if I personally don't think it's fully necessary, but did they change anything with Yinlin on release, or is she exactly the same as the CBT2 version? So big change is that she has much shorter rotations now. So she is like, as far as I'm aware, there haven't really been much in terms of like damage number changes, but she is objectively just better than she was because she has shorter rotations now, because she generates Forte faster. Basically, she generates a Forte passive faster, and her rotation time got cut down a shitload, and she has much shorter combos that she can do to get like her off-field damage active and everything. And yeah, she's better, at least from what I've seen so far. She's better than she was in CBT2. And other than that, though, the one thing that did change is the frame counts. I haven't done all of my own frame counting yet. But I've been chatting with some of the Theorycrafters, and basically her attack frames are slightly different now, so there's some adjustments needed for that. So they did speed up some of her and slow down some of her animations, I believe. But either way, the fact that her rotation is shorter now is huge, because it also really kind of helps lean into. Again, I feel like that's kind of like that's also like more heavily leaning into the like deepen, keep characters on field playstyle, because her taking up less field time means that it is for her and needing less things in her combo to get her rotation out means that she's no longer it's less optimal than it was before to work in swap cancels to get her Forte up. Like, before, let me just pull this up real quick just to kind of, it's probably easier with the, why did it do that? Okay. Like, before, to get a full Forte up, you would need to do something like this combo in CBT2, right? Where, like, you do your intro, you do your first skill, ultimate, basic attack 4 times, skill again, 3 basic attacks, and then you had enough Forte to use her Forte, right? So like then it would be more optimal for you to. Do I have one with the swap cancels? Yeah, so it would be more optimal. Like here, you could swap cancel here with the echo. Do that first low rotation. As soon as you land that second skill, you swap off and let the skill play out. Come back into her, do the 3 basic attacks, and then you do the then you swap cancel again on that. And you needed to do all of this to actually build up her full. Sorry, not. Why do I have it? Sorry, over here. To build up her full Forte, right? But now you can just do something like, you can just do a much simpler combo. Like, do I even have it noted down here? Instead, now, instead of having to do all of that, you don't even need if you have an intro, you basically just do an intro, a few hits, double skill, and you have enough forte. Or if you don't have an intro skill, you can just do 4 basic attacks and then a heavy attack, and then you can do your forte heavy attack, along with the 2 skills. And it's much shorter now, and there's less room for you to even be able to swap cancel because she drops her second skill. That being said, there are other options that you can do instead, like double skill into multiple attacks, yada yada. But she requires less time to get her forte active, which is important because her forte is where like all of her big off-field damage is coming from, right? And so her needing less time for that, I think, just makes her better than she was in CPT2 in a general sense. Which dupes of her are the most important? I don't really think you need any dupes on her personally. I'm also just generally of the opinion that you don't really need to pull dupes for the characters in these kinds of games. That being said, I would, if in terms of that, I would probably just wait for. I know Rivenus is working on this video, and it should be out. It should be out not too long of a time. I recommend waiting for Rivenus's video on recommendations for that. And then otherwise, Pridwin.gg. I don't know if Grim's actually they've actually been able to update the website yet, but once they do, Pridwin will definitely have good information for that. You saw her forte was building crazy fast. Yeah, it is. It builds really fast now. Anyway, let's just kind of fuck around with this a little bit. So like I can barely fit that ult during that. We can like double skill, cancel that skill. Like she can definitely fit things in.
To pieces. Don't blink.
Target confirmed. Sever. Exterminate. All is fair in war.
But yeah, it just feels like so far from like kind of messing around with things, it really feels like she is a quick swap heavy character, and you don't have to quick swap her, but it's a very good idea to do it. Because like, you know, for example, that's quite slow, but if you quick swap it, but you can quick swap off the moment she starts her second skill, or swap cancel, I suppose. I keep saying quick swap, but yeah, swap cancel. Just swap cancel and let her finish it off, and then swap back to the do things. I also remember that her electromagnetic, her like executioner mode buff used to drop when she swapped, but it doesn't anymore. So it actually kind of feels like they're encouraging you to do it in that case, because you can swap off, finish that off, do a different thing, and then still get her enhanced basic attacks off. And then you can of course swap cancel that. But yeah, let's actually do the testing that I wanted to do. So need to figure out all the stuff that we can like fit into the Death Messenger window. So for one of them, there's ult. I guess you can also fit ult heavy attack probably. Let's try it.
War spares no one.
Time to wrap it up.
Yeah, okay, so you can start up a heavy attack during that time. So, like, do an ult into heavy attack, and then swap cancel the heavy attack. Ult skill is just way too slow, though. I mean, let me try it out again, but so far, every time I've tried it, yeah, that's a lot of time wasted. It's gonna make it a lot harder to fit the 3 Death Messengers into that. Because, like, I mean, Calcharo that had only just disappeared off the field, but the thing is, like, his Death Messenger window is over, like, almost, like, at least over half a second before he starts, like, phasing out of existence.
Unleash the fans.
Like, pretty much as soon as his attack is done, you can swap off to him and he'll be able to start it up again. But, like, if you, like, wait until... You can see that's, like... Oh, that's almost a second of wasted time, which is kind of painful for his Death Messenger. It definitely makes it quite a bit tighter. But yeah, we can do ult into starting a heavy attack. If we do ult, we can also do ult into starting a skill, but then we waste the second skill activation, and that just, like, really worth it, because that's really not worth it. It's really not worth it, especially because Lightning Execution, the second part of it, is like the big chunk of the damage on top of that. I think it's the lesser part of the Forte gain. Yeah, it's less Forte gain, but still doesn't justify not using it. We can also do E1 into E2. I wonder if we can fit any... I wonder if we can fit, like... We can probably fit a basic or two there, though, right? Surely.
War spares no one.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely fit probably at least a basic or two. Maybe two basics. I don't know, let's try to squeeze it. But I think that might go to two basics.
Unleash the fans.
Watch and learn.
Okay. I did not input that correctly.
Misery follows.
Yeah, okay. Two basics. Couldn't squeeze that without burning a lot of the post window.
I see my way clear.
So, do you need to commit for a good 40 seconds to maximize Yinlin? Yeah, you do. But I'm specifically looking at what it looks like with quick swap, what looks like with doing swap cancels instead, and kind of trying to see how we can work that around. Because you drop the buff, and I'm gonna have to do actual calculations later to see if see what kind of damage difference we're looking at from dropping the buff and versus fitting things in for swap cancel. But also, like, a reality with Calcharo is that, or Calcharo apparently his actual name is that if you're not swap canceling, you also get hit a lot more. You also get hit a lot more because every single time you're doing a Death Messenger, you're not moving for 2 seconds. I mean, you move up in the air so you can sometimes get lucky and the timing will work out, but you're basically standing still for like 6 seconds every rotation with your Death Messengers if you're not swapping them. And I'm also just particularly interested in what swap cancel looks like between the two. You do drop your buff, but I'm curious at what it looks like.
Unleash the fans.
Zap strength. The stage is yours.
Even doing a full basic there is like a lot.
Luminous energy.
So EA1 into E1 in. But actually, what I'm. Hey, can you really not fit a BA? Can you really not like swap cancel in like a after BA? Let's just fastest speed. I did do like a little frame count. Yeah, BA1, BA2. Yeah, no, the skill is... Yeah, no, you can't fit that. That already goes over 2 seconds. Yikes. I guess with some swap canceling, maybe you can. So it would be like this.
No mercy.
That definitely feels like it's too fat for the window. Even with really nice inputs.
War spares no one. I see my way clear. Misery follows.
Zap strength. The
Oh yeah, no, that is like way too slow. Holy. Yeah, you pretty much got to do the one basic attack into an E, and then you swap cancel up as soon as your second E starts.
Unleash the fans.
What if I do like an E into basic into E cancel? No, that's not. That feels like really.
Misery follows.
don't blink.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can actually do that, and that is actually better because you get an electromagnetic burst off that way. So immediate E1, the BA1, BA1 plus it'll have an electromagnetic burst. Words are hard. E2 can fit in there. How much have you missed? Not much. I mean, we've only been live for how? 24 minutes? Yeah, 24 minutes. But also, like, the first, like, 5 was me setting up, and then, like, 10, 15 minutes of, like, chatting mostly.
Keep your
But
fangs sharp.
why do you need to hit a first E? Because it's well, A, it's damage, but B,
No mercy.
you can't animation cancel it with anything other than alt. So it's like, if you can animation cancel it with alt. So like, I think you can do if you want to save as many frames as possible. In fact, I think this is the rotation Rivenus likes. Is you would do like an E, lands damage, immediately cancel with alt into that, and you can always do that. In fact, now I think about it, can we fit that into the window? I think that's still too long, but we can try. That actually might be a decent one to fit in.
Misery follows.
Okay, so
Time to wrap it up.
oh no, that's still too late. Yeah, that's still. I'm gonna need to like actually do proper frame counting on these to make sure that they're not going over, because it's a little hard to tell just visually if they like are within like the 2 or if they're instead like the 2.5 second window. But let's just do like probably 2.5 plus, and E but damage, because we're actually letting the damage hit. E damage plus E damage into heavy attack. Oh, not heavy attack, into alt. Ooh, actually that's more than 2.5, but let's see again.
Unleash the fans.
Zap strength. It's our curtain call. Your time is over.
Yeah, no, that's actually way over. Way above like a 2. That's like plus, which you can like technically fit dash, like if you're dash canceling its basic string, but like I don't know if that's worth it. We could also just not let the first E do damage, period. Do this.
Spares no one.
I've had enough. Get lost.
And just do that instead. I mean, that might actually be the optimal one to do. That's probably honestly the optimal one to do. No damage. And honestly, this loading it. Okay, alt, no damage. Alt, no, E, no damage. Alt, 2. Gonna cut these to the combo line. EA1 has an electromagnetic in it. I guess technically this one might actually fit decently, but would it be safe to just do E1 to E2 though, just to make sure you don't miss TMs? Yeah, most likely. Definitely would probably be on the safer side. Maybe A2 E dash cancel E2 quick swap. Huh. Is the E dash cancel actually faster than just letting the E happen?
There's no time to waste.
Might actually be.
You'll pay for this.
I really need to double check how long dash cancel active frames are. Because E1 does take almost a whole goddamn second. Yes, that would actually be faster. You're cutting the damage.
War spares no one.
Don't blink. Listen up.
Whoop, I messed up that cancel. So I guess also, yes. I mean, you can do an E1, E2, but E1 dash cancel could probably fit in a basic attack 1 as well. Let's try that. But it's worth it or not, it's a different question. But right now we're just seeing what works. Or just seeing what fits.
No mercy.
Oh wait, I completely forgot what my combo was immediately. E1 dash BA. Okay. E1 dash basic attack E. Okay.
War spares no one.
I didn't press attack. Stopped too fast.
Misery follows.
Watch and learn.
Yeah, okay, that fits. Now I think about it, do you have to land her E1 in order for it to like count the damage? Or a skill 1 rather? Like, oh no, it still gives you Forte. Huh. Technically, I guess that is more Forte generation. Whether it's worth it or not, I don't.
I'll pay it back.
Probably
tenfold.
isn't, but it is technically more Forte generation.
I see my way clear.
Yeah, I don't know if the E1 dash is actually worth it, but intro E dash cancel E2. Yeah, that also definitely is an option. I don't even know if you need a dash cancel that one with the intro though, because the intro has freeze frames. I'll have to actually like I'll have to actually see. That one's just a little more laborious to test because I have to build up outro first. Can you feel the S1 difference? Oh, I didn't cash in my S1. Oh yeah, no, I didn't. Like, just so everyone knows. I mean, I didn't cash in my S1. I have one, but I'm not activating it. Even though all it's gonna do is like make his skill do more damage, which isn't bad by any means, but it's actually funny because the vast majority of her damage percentage comes from her skill damage, but her first sequence buffs her skill, the damage, it buffs the damage of her skill, but not her skill damage. Most of her damage is actually coming from her, like her Forte's follow-up damage, which is calculated as resonant skill damage. So that does mean that in your build, having substats for resonant skill damage bonus is actually very good for her. Because it is a high percentage of her damage. majority, depending on whose calculations you look at. But her S1 doesn't buff resonant skill damage, it buffs the damage of her resonant skill, which is different. But yeah, I haven't cashed it in, and I probably won't, honestly. Since I do like to do testing and stuff on this game, I prefer not to activate sequences, even though this doesn't really, like, this doesn't, like, mechanically change anything about Encore, right? It just makes her do more damage. But if I'm trying to get, like, it messes with my intuition in terms of, like, trying stuff out and how something feels. It will make Encore feel stronger, because she is stronger at S0 than she would to a team I am running that is also S0, you know? And I just prefer not to do it. Also, I don't know, I did this in Genshin too, and, like, I just weirdly like to not cash them in. Do you think Kuro is going to give us reversible constellations? I don't really know what you mean by reversible. Yeah, I don't really know. Yuanwu does no damage, but he's a defense scaler, management level 90. See, the thing is, I actually don't know how good he's going to be at level 90, because I haven't bothered looking at how much higher defense scales naturally than attack. But I don't know. We need to cook more on Yuanwu. There really isn't good information out there for him right now that I've seen. There's just none of the. I haven't really seen any good calculations on him yet. Like, so we really don't know. We really don't know how good he is. His damage so far seems poor from what we've looked at, but I don't know. I know that Grim was doing some calculations. Grim's the main theory crafter for Awuwa for Pridwin.gg, so I'll hit him up at some point about that. But I know he's got a lot going on right now, trying to get, like, all of the updates ready for Pridwin and everything. They want to make sure they get, like, the Yinlin, like, theory crafting and results out as soon as possible. So I'm not gonna bother him right now, but. Yeah, it's literally 5% defense. However, last I checked, his sequence 3, his S3, adds, like, it's 8, his fucking off-field damage is 8.6% of his defense per hit, right? At level 10. His sequence 3 adds up just a straight 20% extra motion value, so it becomes 28.6. It's hilarious. I don't know why it does that. Like, it almost fucking like quintuples his goddamn off-field damage. But that's still such a low amount of damage. .5% defense, but your defense is like 1600 at level 90. Yeah, and like. And like, so we're looking at like 80 base damage, then whatever multipliers you're looking on top of that, right? Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just his multipliers look so low, and I don't know how much better defense scales than attack. Being completely honest. So I honestly can't say, but all I can say is that what I do know from Theorycrafting, I have looked into it, it's not looking the most optimistic. But we need more time to cook with him. Like, we just there isn't enough. There hasn't been enough calculations on him at the end of the day. I feel like they just forgot zeros in his kit. It does kind of feel like that sometimes, but Rug. My main thing with Yuanwu is that, like, if his damage doesn't justify. My thing with Yuanwu is that, like, if we had 4-person teams, he'd have a lot more value because of how low his field time needs to be to at least, like, pop his skill down and provide, like, damage output. But since we have 3 units, he either has to somehow have the damage and utility to compete with the sub DPS slot, which, like, we got some really good sub DPSs, or you have to run no healer and run him in the support slot instead and run the Originite weapon on him, which technically heals him, and will provide like the full team buffs from the rejuvenating set. But then you're running a no heal team. I mean, he can boost damage and damage interruption and defense, but still. Like, him and Taochi just have this kind of awkward existence where, like, since we only have 3 slots, we don't have, like, a 4th utility slot to stick a character in, like you would in, like, Genshin, for example. Or even, like, Honkai or something. So, like, they either have to take up the slot of the person who you want to be a healer, or they have to take up the slot of the person who provides good, really strong buffs to your main DPS / does a lot of sub DPS. Okay, what the fuck are we testing next? Attack E. Attack 1, E2, E2. Surely you can fit like 2 basics into a heavy, right? Probably not 3 though. Oh wow, what the hell just happened to my frames?
War spares no one.
Back off.
Yep, okay, yeah, that's just fine. E2 heavy attack. Oh yeah, we also had, what was it?
I see my way clear.
Let me try out that fucking like E-alt cancel again.
Misery follows.
Zap string. It's our curtain call. Crush them.
Yeah, I feel like with a clean cancel, that one's like definitely should just be just around the 2-second window. It's odd. It's really weird. Her ult is interesting. And if you take a look at like DPS sheets, like DPS calculations with her, her ults can be calculated at like 0.05 seconds basically, because like if we look at like if you look at like a timer, like you see that says 9, it says 8.9 right there. We come back. The actual timer on screen apparently will freeze for like the entire 2-second duration of that ult. And so it's really just pure DPS. But your cooldowns and your buffs and your Calcharos and like your swap cancels will still continue through it.
I've had enough. Get lost. No mercy.
Like, it was like the timer was 58.5 when we started the ult, and it was around that again when we stopped the ult. When the ult finished. So in terms of like DPS sheets, that thing is like incredibly high DPS, and ults in general are like that in this game. They freeze the timers, which you know is important for time-based content reasons. But the timers don't really care about other things, like Calcharo's swap cancel, for example. This is anecdotal from about 4 hours on the 4th right floor, but this quick swap Yinlin team feels both extremely fun to play and extremely easy for everything to fall apart. Yeah, no, that's kind of been my experience so far with it too. I think Jeff probably put it best. Like I was chatting with some other TCers, and Jeff mentioned something that I think kind of puts it best, which is that Yinlin is still Calcharo's best teammate, but he's not hers. I need to do like more actual testing around with like using her with like different characters like Havoc Rover and Encore and whatnot, but so far they feel way better with her. Like playing a similar quick swap style, because for those of you that know, Encore also is very good as like kind of a swap cancel quick swap DPS sort of thing, same with Havoc Rover. And they both feel a lot better with Yinlin because they aren't like restricting her to these 2-second windows that just feel a bit too tight for her. Yeah, that fits just fine. Yeah, so yeah, that fits like perfectly fine. So that's actually a pretty optimal one to work in. Let's bold that. And I dropped my earpiece. I think basic attack to heavy is also very, because it's nice to do when you don't have your ult up. There's also heavy attack Forte. I'm just gonna do Forte because it's another heavy attack input, but that one will fit pretty nicely. Let's do a little Forte generating stuff real quick. Okay, that should be good.
Misery follows.
Yep. Yeah, that one's also a nice one that we can make use of. Okay. The heavy attack, we'll just do like FHA, I guess, for Forte heavy attack. I don't know. I don't really know what to use for that one. Yeah, doing a heavy attack into a Forte heavy attack. I mean, I'm sure you can also do like two basics into a Forte heavy attack as well. Try that.
Unleash the fangs.
Oh wait, what am I doing? I have to build the Forte first. You also pulled first 40 pulls on Gion's banner for the vastly better follow slots. Yeah, I did. I put my first 60 pulls into that banner, or 57 pulls into that banner. I got 4 copies of Mortophy and 2 copies of Chisio. And like 3 weapons. I have no Danjin still. I'm still coping with no Danjin, and it makes me sad because she's looks like a lot of fun, especially for like hologram bosses. You succumb to gambling addiction, have an S2 Gion. Don't succumb to gambling addiction. Although, you know, if you have the money, spend it how you want to, but, you know, make sure you are only spending money you can afford to. Give me a Mortophy copies. Dude, I have an S5 now. I got another copy of Mortophy I got another copy of Mortophy on standard banner, like, a week and a half ago or something, when and then I got another copy when I was pulling for Yinlin. I have an S5 Mortophy and I don't use it. Mortophy is the Xingqiu of this game. True. Doesn't give you damage resistance though, but yeah. He is off-field damage. He has off-field damage follow-ups. Driver. Give someone else the driving wheel character.
I see my way clear.
Wait, what am I doing? Got distracted again. I need to build up Forte. Gion has no Mortophy on S5 Alto. Lol. I mean, Alto is still good with Gian. It's just Mortophy is better, but like Alto is a good sub DPS for Gian. If Mortophy didn't exist, he'd be like probably one of his best sub DPS, but Mortophy exists. And we will have other Arrow main DPS in the future that Alto will surely like better anyway, so having a generic Arrow damage outro is really nice for just any future Arrow characters that can come out, you know?
Watch and learn.
That should be. Actually, let's make sure we're all the way full. Okay, cool.
Unleash the fangs.
Yep, that fits perfect. That's perfect. BA2, Forte heavy attack. These are all very ones. Probably good ones, because you can fit in that basic attack before. The dash council ones work. I just don't know how. Yes, this one's also tech, but it's just weird. I don't know. I don't know if I want to put that one, well, in that list right now. Like, it does give you like this does give you.
I see my way clear.
Because you need to. What was it? This one was. Wait, no. Was this one?
War spares no one. I see my way clear. It's time. Unleash the fangs.
Don't blink.
Oh yeah, I guess that actually is like technically her best double skill rotation, huh? That one actually is her best like double skill rotation because it gets you an electromagnetic blast attack off. And it does fit really nicely. Definitely more complicated though. Yeah. Alt. Also alt attack, which is nice. E1, E2. Like, there's definitely more you can do than just an E1. You can fit a basic attack in the beginning or in the beginning or in the middle pretty nicely. So it's a bit of a waste to just E1, E2. It's not really anything unless we cancel the first E's damage though. Not much we can really. I want one more time.
Misery follows.
Bask in the sunlight.
I think that one actually seems like it fits pretty cleanly. I need to actually frame count that one though. I mean, I'm gonna have to frame count literally all of these anyway, but it just gives us some stuff to work with. So if we have skill up, then that gives us have E. You have E. You have E. You have E. Copy. Yeah, this does leak a little bit of energy though. Is kind of the only thing. Is doing this first one. So this first one leaks energy.
I see my way clear.
Energy and one is easier. Harder. Like this one is just like the second one where you fit the basic attack in between your two E's is objectively better, but actually requires you to requires much better timing and inputs. But it's just better in every way because it's the exact same thing except for you're also getting an electromagnetic blast off with it. Okay, yeah. How bad is like
War spares no one.
I've had enough. Get lost.
oh yeah, that's right, it's so bad. It's like waiting for that first E to do damage burns so much time when it's probably like feels like it's a little over 2.5 seconds total. Ugh. But yeah, if we have our skill up, let me add some pros here. Alright, cool. Skill up. Alt up. We have alt heavy attack. Cancel. We have the double E cancel.
I see my way clear.
And that's the only anything else we can do with alts. We can do if we have our alt up other than those. I mean, I guess alt, yeah, it's like alt heavy attack. Because like the alt basically takes as long as the alt basically takes as long as his death messenger. Can you try a heavy attack dash cancel to see if that works? Double single placing attack animation to continue. Oh, interesting. Really? Huh. See. So that's what regular heavy attack looks like.
Back off. Be gone. I'll pay it back tenfold.
Definitely seems like you're gonna miss the...
I can't keep going.
Yeah, it definitely kills like this, because like you do damage twice. Boop, boop, right? And it does kind of stick around, but you lose the second hit.
Now you'll be.
Do both hits still generate 14 now I think about it? Yeah, they do. Okay. Sag. Yeah, I mean, obviously you swap cancel it instead, right? Because it's such a good swap cancelable move. But like, yeah, that is unfortunate. True, it does give you a tiny bit of like...
Be gone.
Yeah, fortunately because both hits generate forte. Okay. Give me the test intro stuff. Which is more of a pain in the ass, because it requires me to build up outro, and then also have a death messenger up, so I can time it. Oh, wonderful.
All is fair in war.
I think I'll just do like one rotation first. So I can build up outro. Oh, and I have to build up ult again. Okay, you know what? There's a much faster way to do this.
All is fair in war.
I've had enough. Get lost. Crush them. My field of expertise.
It's time. All is
Oh, I just
fair
burnt my
in war.
outro, didn't I, too? I am... God damn it. I'm throwing!
No mercy.
Target confirmed.
Okay, that should build me enough for outro. Oh, okay, fine.
Exterminate.
Okay. Kill these guys. Start recording.
War spares no one.
Okay, so now that I have that recorded, because of how long it takes, it's how annoying it is to build up outro and also have his ult up at the same time, I should actually just frame count that. Is Yinlin depending on having other electro characters? Absolutely not. No, Yinlin is just a very good general sub DPS. You stick her in teams and she kills, and like she does a lot of off-field damage. A lot of AoE off-field damage.
Keep your fangs sharp.
And need to like mess around with it more, but so far it very much seems like as I mentioned earlier, as Jeff put it well, she's still Calcharo's best teammate, but Calcharo's not her best teammate. She works well with a lot. She works well with a lot of other teams, and quite honestly, feels better, just to play because of how like because of like the timings and windows lining up. Nicer with like Encore or Havoc MC or whatnot because they can afford to let her do her thing for like more than 2 seconds at a time. And Calcharo restricting it to the 2 seconds at a time just feels a lot more awkward. At least at the current moment. Okay, let's see here. Is this the file? Did it see? Yeah, it did desktop this time around. Okay, cool. So, Calcharo, Death Messengers.
I see my way clear.
Okay, so she freezes until then. Oh. Freezes right then. like mashing.
I see my way clear.
At frame. Frame, there's a very noticeable. Means that her intro has 26 frames that actually get burned, that actually get used in the swap.
I see my way clear.
Active. Okay. So that's actually not too bad. Assuming that you can then cancel that into other, like, actually,
I see my way
did a lot of shit with that. Probably want to use less tight ones though, but like, I mean, intro double skill. Is that what I did here? Did I press double skill? Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, intro double skill fits just fine. So eat. There. Go E1 E. Fine. Like that definitely. E2 starts here. That's like actually lining up really nicely with like when you can swap, when you should swap to Calcharo. Like you could maybe squeeze a basic, but I don't. Yeah. Okay. Closing that so my PC doesn't fucking melt from running all this shit at the same time. Encore seems better than Calcharo. I don't want to say that she is better than Calcharo with Yinlin. I'm just saying that they feel less painful to play. like to be clear, I'm not giving like a team strength assertion or recommendation or assessment with that. What I was saying with like how it feels to play them with Havoc, MC, and Encore, they just feel a lot less painful to play. Like there's a lot less room for you to fuck up. I guess you could say easier is, I guess, technically true as well, but it's not necessarily that it's easier, it's just that it doesn't feel nearly as punishing. Saddest thing about Yinlin is can't cancel her plunge, so no triple jump. Heck. Yeah, not strictly better, but it just feels a lot better. Okay, so like, yeah. Intro E1, E2 should definitely... Oh, it definitely works. What's something else to try? Intro... Which of these would be less... like, on the less tight side? You know... Intro, heavy... How many basics you can... there? Probably just like a basic 1 into heavy attack, right? I feel like basic 2 heavy attack is probably... Is that like... Well...
It's time.
40. So like 1, 2. You could definitely fit that.
Back tenfold. Snuff, you won't cast me down.
You'd definitely be able to fit that.
Going. Good. There's no time to waste.
That should It.
Stay calm. All is fair in war.
Photosynthesis. Life is in everything.
Sever! Strike! Exterminate.
Holy, building outro on Calcharo without his ults takes forever. Okay, there we go.
Stay calm.
Kill these guys real quick because they're annoying. Okay.
War spares no one.
Oh yeah, that fits just fine. I don't even think I really need to check that. Doesn't look a fit just fine.
I see my way clear.
Huh. So intro adds like actually so few frames. You can fit a lot of your normal shit in there, even with intro in there. That's pretty nice. Yeah, like most of her intro frames are like our like freeze swap cancel animations. Huh. That actually is. Round 26.
Keep your fangs sharp.
On 26, let's just say swap cancel frames to make it more clear. Because intro is also like freeze timers and shit. I don't know. The freeze something that makes really like various frame counts in this game really awkward is that like different shit freezes differently. Like I was mentioning earlier, Yinlin's ult will freeze the actual in-game clock timer. Will freeze the timer for a full 2 seconds, but it basically freezes almost none of that for like swap cancel animations. So Calcharo still does his whole thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't even checked that. I haven't checked what that does to Calcharo's ult timer when she does her ult. Because like it freezes in-game timer, but does it freeze his cooldown timer as well? It probably doesn't, right? But let's check.
Unleash the fangs.
Zap string. It's our curtain call.
And let's just go ahead and check that. Surely glancing at it looked like it was still just. But okay, let's see. Okay, so I don't want to open up Premiere. Let me just do it this way.
Unleash the fangs.
The scrub. 19.8.
It's our curtain call.
Yeah, pretty much. It's still just yeah, it doesn't freeze the timer. Sad. It just freezes the combat timer. That's all it freezes.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Looks like we'll have to wait for a future Electro DPS that works a quick swap and has a big burst on ult. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like, I mean, at some point, if when a character like that comes out, they will, like, them and Yinlin will just be the best couple. Because, like, another thing that makes, like, for example, Havoc MC feel so nice with Yinlin is that Havoc MC's ult does a shitload of damage, but it's all instantaneous, so lining it up with her outro is really easy, and then you stop caring about swapping. But because Calcharo wants all of that, do all ults freeze the timer? For the most part, yeah. How much they freeze changes, but most ults do. Most ults freeze the timer, which is pretty nice. Which makes their DPS, like, incredibly high, if you look at just that pure snippet of how much active timer they burn. Doesn't Calcharo need to attack on field like Gian after his ult? Yes, he does. Which is why, but like unlike Gian, he has like a lot of good swap cancel. He has a lot of good swap cancel tech you can use, which is kind of what we're more looking at right now. Yeah, maybe I should change the titles. Testing Swap Cancel Yinlin Part 2. Okay. And edit description. primarily looking at swap cancel
I see my way clear.
tech with Calcharo and Yinlin, just to give a bit more information. Just to give a bit more information for anyone who is popping in and doesn't already know exactly what it is I'm like prioritizing testing right now. I'm not really doing general testing, I'm doing specifically swap cancel Yinlin testing. Okay. So, I mean, honestly, we can probably just fit fucking all of her normals. Like, 26 frames is... I mean, most of her normal stuff will fit just about as well with this. But in particular, like, intro, basic attack, 1... Intro, basic attack, 1, heavy attack. Wait, actually, I was just checking that, wasn't I? One sec. I got distracted.
I see my way clear.
Or something again. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, wrong one. Was this one? Wait, was that basic attack too? Introed. Oh, wait, I completely fucking forgot her intro skips to basic attack 4. Duh. I completely forgot her intro skips to basic attack 4. Right.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Which is really nice that that's how it works, actually. Maybe best off-field DPS in the game. I mean, like, I haven't done the calculations myself. And I'm not, like, quoting any particular Theorycrafters, because I've tried with a bunch of Theorycrafters since she came out, but, like, I'm not quoting any particular Theorycrafters when I say this. But, I think it's pretty uncontested that she's the best off-field DPS in the game, because her only competition is Morphe, Yuanwu, and Verena. If you can count Verena, I guess. And I don't think there's... I cannot see a reality where any of those three are out DPSing her currently. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak necessarily for like Morphe's sequences, but I would still be very surprised if like even S6 Morphe was outdoing Yinlin in terms of just raw off-field DPS output. Or raw output as an off-field DPS, looking at all the damage, right? Like, I mean, his pure off-field might be higher than her pure off-field, but she also has her skill damage, she has her combo damage, and she has her ult damage. And Morphe has basically his 2 skills and then his ult, that's it. And his off-field, which is his ult, so... Mort is very quick in terms of field time, though, so is Yinlin. In fact, I think Yinlin's actually technically faster. Yinlin's current... Grab this. Is this one? Where are you? I've got to copy this one earlier. Values only. Cool. So...
Keep your fangs sharp.
I pasted the wrong values. One sec. Copy. Okay. Paste values only.
Keep your fangs sharp.
So, because her rotation changed a lot, grabbing values from a spreadsheet from a TC friend, I don't know if they would want me to quote who it is right now in case they, I guess, change things in the future before making it public. So I won't. So, but by the way, point is, going off of their frame counts, right? Total seconds. I mean, so far, like, this definitely seems to be, like, her best rotation, right? For getting her forte and getting all of her stuff out, right? You do your echo, you do your echo, which you can swap cancel out, so it doesn't really actually take a lot of time, if you're including a swap cancel. You do your intro, basic 4, because you skipped the basic 4 in the intro. Use your skill, use your ult, use your skill again, basic attack 3 times, basic attack 3 times, do your 4-day heavy attack. That takes 4 seconds of in-game timer. It's technically 6 seconds, like real in IRL, I guess, because her ult freezes the timer for 2 seconds. But it's 4 seconds. It's 4 or 6. It's 4 seconds of DPS in terms of like in-game timer for DPS reasons, and it's I guess roughly 6 seconds of field time for like your teammates' cooldowns and stuff like that. So that's basically equivalent to Morphe's, and or technically faster if you're looking at like the in-game freeze and everything.
I see my way clear.
As far as I'm aware, at least. But either way, her field time is basically comparable, if not better. Based off of all, if it's comparable at least, we can at least say it's comparable, right? To Morphe's field time. She doesn't need a lot of field time. You can give her more, but she doesn't need it. Double dip to off-field Morphe and Yinlin and the good driver. I mean, no cap. That's a thing I'm very much going to be doing personally, because I really like running driver teams. I really like driver comps. It's one of my favorite comps in like back in the day in Genshin was sticking fucking anyone with like a driver team. It's hilarious. It's way back in like the early days of Genshin. To prove a point, I did a full star abyss clear using a level 60 Chi-Chi as the quote unquote on field like main carry, right? Because they were the one on the field the entire time attacking, but the damage was actually coming from Xingqiu, Beidou, and Bennett. I think driver teams are hilarious personally, and also honestly, in a game like Wuwa, driver teams have a lot of value because when a game with dodging and parrying especially, having a good on-field carry who feels good for you to play and parry with, and then having the damage supplemented by good like off-field like sub DPS has a lot of value in a game like Withering Waves. Like, part of why people like Donjin so much, and why I'm still so fucking salty I don't own her, is because Donjin feels really good to use against hologram bosses, because she feels really good to parry with, because her attacks and her skills are so snappy. So, like, it feels much better to parry with. And if any of you have ever tried parrying, the Memphis, hologram boss with Calcharo, it feels terrible. Like, he feels horrible to parry with relative to, like, a sword user, and it's probably especially relative to, like, Donjin. Like, you can do it, but it does not feel great. Of a Donjin or Jianshin driver? Yeah, actually, that'd be a fun one to have with Jianshin, honestly. Because Jianshin's gonna help provide grouping and whatnot, and it kind of helps justify her. That's an interesting one, because it kind of helps justify her, like, heavy on-field time not requirements, but desire. That's actually an interesting idea. Makes me wish I owned Jianshin. Alright. Parrying is a must against hologram Memphis too. Yeah, pretty much. Unless you're like so invested that you can just fucking like wipe him while ignoring it. But yeah. Yeah, hologram Memphis, I'm gonna be real, I'm still pretty like that's the one part of the game right now where I am skill issued as fucking hologram Memphis. I am perfectly fine until difficulty 4 where he starts having his clone, and suddenly my brain is having a hard time keeping a track of it. Like, I spent like half an hour just like practicing parries against him one night, and like and then I could reach the point where I could parry every single one of his attacks at difficulty 3. Then difficulty 4 has the clone bullshit, and suddenly I'm just dying constantly. That one's gonna be a while before I actually like really commit to trying to like clear through that hologram fight, because the clone parry shit just doesn't agree with my brain. It just doesn't. Like everything, like I can literally perfect dodge the monkey hologram in my sleep. Like at this point, I've only cleared 5 because I just haven't really invested enough or spent the time to really grind to like hit the DPS check for difficulty 6, right? But like I can do difficulty 5 like in my fucking sleep at this point. I can perfect dodge everything he does like in my sleep. And if you play like Calcharo teams, you kind of have to learn how to do that because it is much harder to clear hologram bosses with a quick swap Calcharo team than it is a regular team because you have to dodge everything while also doing all of the other attack. But like the Mephis just does not. My brain does just not want to. Okay, so intro BA4 heavy attack, and then man, it is way too much fun like chatting with you with y'all in chat, and it makes me not get as much work done. But that's okay. I don't do this for a living anymore. Just arrived. Anyone got the health notes on Yinlin? You know what? Let's just do this real quick. Okay, we'll do that. It works, but it's pretty awkward. Still, anything is tested. Anything I say or recommend, take with mountains of salt.
Keep your
Yinlin,
sharp.
ELDR, strong, general, sub DPS, off field sub DPS, sub DPS with not too much heal time. Requirements. Okay. Strong, general, off-field, sub-DPS with not too much field time requirements. And nice legs. Done. Cool. And now we, center. That's the wrong kind of centering. Why does Streamlabs not let shift drag keep alignments? That's annoying. What I get for using Streamlabs. I'm too lazy to reset up OBS properly. Echo set best in slot? 5-piece Electro. Just big damage. It's big damage increase for her and she does a lot of damage. But what if you want Yinlin on field? Feel free. It's suboptimal, but hell, do it. If you want to do Yinlin main DPS, go for it. Just remember that she can't really parry. Because like the thing about Yinlin is that her damage is good, but her basic attack damage is not. Her multipliers are really low. But like you can do it. I mean, play how you want, but it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt your clear times. Okay. Yes, next what we testing next. Okay, so yeah, basically like 4 heavy attack. Intro. What can we squeeze in with alt? I mean, I guess just alt heavy attack is also an option. I mean, pretty much we can just squeeze an alt, I guess. Yeah. I guess really just like intro alt, and then heavy attack, or. I guess technically you could like do this. Literally gonna be the same amount of frames. Like it doesn't add any frames. You literally can just fit in. Yeah, you can just do any of it really. Like it's gonna be the same amount of frames as alting plus whatever like frames you add for your reflexes, like swap canceling the second like E2. Yeah. Yeah, just intro basic attack for heavy attack. Okay. Let's see here. Skill up, alt up, intro. Oh, you know, now I thought about it. Let me add something else to this little text thing up top. Works without swap cancels. Very good with swap cancels. Yeah, I mean you can do all her stuff without swap cancels, but she really wants to swap cancel. She likes it a lot. She has a lot of like long animations you can swap cancel. You're sitting on 65 guaranteed pity, even though you have an S1 Calcharo. You kind of just, and you're planning on skipping because you kind of just want a second or third DPS. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's definitely fair. I get that. She is. You're free to play her as a main DPS, but she's just not one. That being said, that outro bugged. Oh yeah, yo. So thanks for bringing that up, Muad Mas. I hope I didn't butcher your name. So Jeff told me about this. This patch. They bugged outros specifically. Oh, it's not even necessarily they bugged outros. They bugged the 5-piece attack set, Lingering Tunes. Its set bonus no longer applies to outros because it drops before the outro. I'm sure they'll fix it, but like, yeah, it's currently bugged. Let's see. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. Because I think now I just realized, since I'm fucking adding this thing to the title anyway. Strong and nice legs. Doesn't... doesn't need Calcharo. Works great.
I see my way
generally.
Clear.
There. Okay, cool. Alright, cool. We have a little summary at the top. Now I can stop answering those things. Jinx, help. Help, Jinx. What's happening? Why am I helping? Yinlin, use Electro or Energy Regen set is better as sub DPS for Kakarot. Oh, it's still Electro set. It's still Electro set from what I've seen at least. I mean, like, I haven't done my own calculations yet. It's just from talking with people who have actually done the calculations. Just Electro set's just still better. She just does a lot of damage. That being said, again, as the disclaimer, as the little summary at the top says, take everything I say with Mountain's Assault because it's still very early. But everything I've seen so far is just Electro set's better. She just does a lot of damage. More than enough to justify just boosting her own damage instead of worrying about boosting your main DPSs.
Sharp.
Okay. So, we've worked out a half-decent list now. We have E-Alt E2. We have a basic attack mixed in with double skill. We have ult into a heavy attack inputs. We have same ult rotation. What do I want to do if there's like nothing up? And there's nothing up. We basically do BA2. There's nothing we can do except for BA2 heavy attack, I guess. Like BA2 heavy attack's like the only thing you can do. You don't have anything else up. Unless, or I guess like, I mean there's like heavy attack, forte heavy attack, I guess. And like BA2 forte heavy attack. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else you can do other than doing like a heavy attack into a forte heavy attack, or just two basics into a forte heavy attack or heavy attack. I guess Echo. FS Echo is like 1.23, so I guess you could probably fit in like BA Echo, right? Surely you can fit in BA Echo. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
I see my way clear. Unleash the fangs.
My field of expertise.
Okay, let's try that again.
I see my way clear. Misery follows.
My field of expertise.
I did that very slowly, but you got animation cancel that first basic. Ugh, yawning. Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. Wow. Wow.
Unleash the fangs.
Watch and learn.
Misery follows.
My field of expertise.
Oh yeah, that fits just fine.
Don't blink. Glow for luminous energy.
Yeah, basic attack echo fits just fine. I guess you could technically probably do a heavy attack and cancel it into an echo if you really wanted to. I'm not exactly sure why you would. I guess it's like... And I guess it's like... I mean, the first hit would be...
Back tenfold. My field of expertise.
I guess the heavy... Actually, I feel like that might be too long. Let's try that roll. Like, get the first heavy attack hit in, and then echo cancel it.
War spares no one.
Cleave it. My field of expertise.
Nah, that's a little too long. I mean, that wasn't very clean, but that definitely is too long. Because you still do the first basic attack anyway.
I see my way
When you
clear.
enter automatically. You can't like, and so you can't cancel that into the heavy attack. It just does a heavy attack after the basic attack. Okay, well, we have like basic list. So basic attack echo. Basically, you can fit in 2 basic attacks, or basic attack echo. You have nothing in, and then just finish off with and then cancel into either the echo or the heavy attack. And then E ult E2 is leaks energy and E1 damage, but
I see my way clear.
still probably better than wasting your timer, and it builds up more further. Yeah, okay. Fairly simple list, actually. There's not that much Yinlin stuff we can really fit into seconds. Okay, well, I guess now we can just do some, like, actual, like,
Bask in the sunlight.
skill combat. Trying some shit out.
Misery follows.
It's time to wrap it up. Photosynthesis.
Target confirmed. Exterminate.
Tear them to pieces. Crush them.
Target confirmed. All is fair. Unleash the fangs.
Listen up. My field of expertise.
Damn. I was little bits too early for her skill there. I should have done basic attacks instead.
Tear them to pieces. Zap string. It's our curtain call.
Whoa, why am I over there? What the hell? Wait, what the hell just happened there?
All is fair in war. Target confirmed. War spares no one. Strike.
Oh wow, I completely scuffed that part of my rotation. Holy.
It's time. Stay calm.
Holy. Okay. Let's see there, though. Definitely could have just started off the rotation probably the same way again at that point. Alternatively, we just build her. How long would this take? How long would it take to do like a full setup to get her? Forget what the fast combo is.
I can use some
Fast
fertilizer.
combo again. Sec. Google. Looking up. Ridwin. What? So I'm gonna start with intro. I know the intro rotation, but I don't remember the rotation without intro. What the fuck did I put Pridwin? There we go. When? No, without intro. That's one without intro. Oh shit! I think he hasn't updated.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Never mind. Did already. Pretty sure she has like a 7-second long one. That'd be like.
Luminous energy. Tear them to pieces.
Then I immediately forgot what the rotation is. I immediately forgot what her fast rotation. Intro basic, skill alt skill basic. Okay, yeah, easy. Intro basic, skill alt skill. All right.
All is fair.
Life is in everything. Listen up. Come. Roll for me.
Really wish I knew this Verena combo. Oh well, it's fine.
I see my way clear.
Completely
All is
forgot it.
fair.
Bask in the sunlight. Photosynthesis.
That's it. Nope. Still a little short.
Listen up.
Okay, there we
Tear
go.
them to pieces.
And then basic, motherfucker. Basic 4 skill alt skill. Basics. Okay.
Luminous
Trying out a warm-up rotation instead. See how this feels.
Tear them to pieces. Zap strain. It's our curtain call.
Target confirmed. Some misery follows.
My field of expertise.
Oh, I did not do those inputs well. Okay. So I did that very slowly, but by the time I was done with all of that, time was already down like 20 seconds. I feel like you can definitely do like a cleaner warm-up theme. To like just get everything going before Calcharo goes. I just also don't know if that's really worth doing instead of just immediately starting off and wrong second.
Life is in everything.
War spares no one.
I've had enough. Get lost.
Wait, why didn't I swap?
Bask in the sunlight. Photosynthesis.
That's the wrong button.
Unleash the fangs.
Time to wrap it up. Crush them.
Is it not? I feel like it's not registering my swap in. Good. Or didn't it buffer it maybe?
Life is in everything. Listen up.
Misery follows.
I've had enough. Get lost.
Okay, yeah.
Cleave it.
Exterminate.
Tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed.
Ugh, that was way too long. He is very nice for his energy though. Ooh, I don't know why I canceled that.
No mercy.
Wow. I am messing up all
Confirmed.
here.
Strike.
Tear them to pieces.
Oh, I missed everyone. I was trying to do a heavy attack forte. Jinx, Yinlin's outro doesn't work. What do you mean it doesn't work? Like, which means? Okay, yeah, you're probably right. I probably should put this in the wall of text at the top. Best in slot set is Electro 5 set. We do good number. Okay, there we go.
My way clear.
Yinlin's out doesn't give Electro bonus. Oh wait, it just straight up doesn't give Electro bonus right now? Are you kidding me? That's hilarious. Holy crap, Sweat at 17k Asterite left after pulling Yunlin? Motherfucker. But it's also 100% and it has literally every Asterite. So I'm just checking some quick. Okay, anyway. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, no, really, like... Let's see. Sorry. Doesn't work, doesn't give Electro bonus. Definitely getting Electro bonus. It's deep in the bonus. It is deep. Oh, okay, no, gotcha. Okay, everyone else... Everyone, already answered the question. Cool. Actually, it's called Amplify now. Fuck off, Jeff. Don't actually fuck off. I like having you here, but... Fun fact, did you know that the Resonators tacit marks on their bodies animate when their ult is charged? I did not, but that's actually really cool, huh? You can charge Verena's Concerto quickly by swapping turtle when she doesn't have intro by BA 345 alt skill echo cancel with jump and then BA 123. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm just going to copy that onto my sheet real quick. No intro. Wasn't concerto. I don't have it saved anywhere, so I might as well. Why is... There we go. Okay. And... copy. Inside. Art. Okay. Because my brain could not remember it and will forget that immediately.
I see my way clear.
Demon just 20% more. Yeah. Are her deepens multiplicative? That's actually a really good question that I haven't checked.
Keep your fangs sharp.
But it's pretty easy to find out right now.
Unleash the fangs.
2052, 25. Wait a second. Oh, fuck. Right. I have fucking Electro set on. Here, let's do that test real quick. Be easy. Deepen is a different stat, so it is undiluted, yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop my Electro set real quick because the Electro set's gonna make that annoying because of it adding buffs. There. Okay, now we don't have an Electro. We don't have the 5-piece set anymore. In before crits make it annoying too.
War spares no one.
26-18, no crit.
I've had enough. Get lost. Be gone.
Wait, what am I doing?
Zap string. It's our curtain call.
Target confirmed. Misery follows.
Of course it crits. Of course it crits. Why wouldn't it? Did your computer just beep? Yeah, so Woowa does this weird thing with my computer sometimes where like the game, like my computer will like stop reading my mouse movement inputs and make beeping sounds every time I move my mouse and then lag out for like 3 seconds. It's weird and annoying.
Time to wrap it up.
Because as we all know, this is a very, very well-coded game.
Target confirmed. Unleash the fangs.
Stop critting! Stop critting! I took off my crit echo. I should be at like 30% at best. Not even like 25. Well, no, why do I have a crit weapon on? God damn it. Okay, whatever.
Stay calm.
No, I've had enough. Get lost.
Target confirmed.
Okay, let's try to hit all 3 of them.
Follows.
3796.
The die is cast.
Looks like it's added to 45.
I can hear the
Yeah, it looks like it's just yeah.
I'll pay it back tenfold. I can't keep.
So yeah, as a Jeff, it just seems like it's additive. How much energy regen on your Yinlin? Right now I'm just running 20. I'm just running 20%.
I see my way clear.
It's Windows for sticky keys. I had to turn off sticky keys on Windows. I swear that sound made was the same Windows sticky keys problem. Huh. Windows. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm having an issue like that with Wu. I don't know. I'll look into it. The Yinlin plus Calcharo, yeah. I mean, it's still good, but Yinlin works with so many different teams and so many different people. Okay. That's. I guess it's just a sport. I feel like this current one's a little annoying for testing. It'd also be kind of nice to see how she's doing in taking care of all the little mushrooms around here.
Bask in the sunlight. Photosynthesis.
Unleash the fans.
Time to wrap it up. Don't blink. My field of expertise.
Exterminate.
Tear them to pieces. Good. There's no time to
Why am I
waste.
locked on? No! My forte is hitting no one. Actually, maybe this is not the best forte to test on. I forgot how annoying the mushrooms are. I also forgot to re-equip his echo. I just realized. I was like looking at it being like, why am I not echo cancelling? Oh, I don't have an echo equipped. Long whip. Okay. Wait. What? Oh, right. Oh, wait, no, I didn't unequip my crit rate. That's why I was critting so much. Right. That's why my 68% Calcharo was critting so much. God damn it. Whoops. I guess we'll do this.
Life is in everything. Woefully.
War spares no one.
Time to
Oh, wrong inputs. Oops.
Saw that coming.
No, the dodge cancels are killing my death messengers. Why? My death messengers.
Now, stay calm.
tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed. All of the die is cast.
Photosynthesis.
Target confirmed. Exterminate.
They're so far away from each other. Honestly, because of how annoying, like the group spreading initially is, I'd better just to do Yinlin's full rotation first and get her forte on everyone, then do Calcharo things. I think that's probably the play.
Bask in the
Oops.
sunlight.
Wrong rotation, and it's fine, whatever.
Zap string. Zap string. It's our curtain call. Crush them.
Target confirmed. Sever. Strike.
So they would actually land on it. Okay, cool. Fuck, I like immediately forgot what her non-intro rotation was. Yeah, magnetic roll.
All is fair.
Luminous energy. Listen up. I've had enough. Get lost. Be gone. You won't cast me down.
Target confirmed. Misery follows.
My field of expertise.
Target confirmed.
Badge. We're gonna ate the last Death Messenger.
Exterminate.
Tear them to pieces. Don't blink.
Yeah. Huh. Definitely seems like the play is to just start out with
I see my way clear.
Yinlin's rotation, though, to make sure everything gets tagged with the Forte. It definitely helped a lot with the group.
All is fair.
Bask in the sunlight. Listen up. Time to wrap it up. Back off.
Target confirmed. War spares no one.
My field of expertise. Bloom. Tear them to pieces. Cleave it. I'll pay it back tenfold.
Stand down.
Jesus.
I see my way clear.
Okay, let's do a bit more. Let's make this a little bit more.
All is
Life is in everything. Photosynthesis. My field of expertise.
strike.
Watch him. I've had enough. Get lost. Such
Ow.
Target confirmed. Unleash the fangs. Target confirmed.
Ah, yikes.
It's time.
tear them to pieces.
All is fair in war.
My field of expertise.
Why did you target this one? Why is Yinlin's damage like just barely too short
Zap
to
strength.
kill all those guys? Prize.
Your time is over.
Target confirmed. Misery follows.
Luminous
Oh no, I should not have ulted there. It's gonna waste so much of his timer.
tear them to pieces. My field of expertise.
Strike.
I'll pay it back.
Oh shit. I didn't get the animation cancel off. I just wasted her entire forte because he got punched. I didn't swap fast enough.
All is fair.
Bask in the sunlight. Listen up. I've had enough. Get lost. Back off. Now
Target confirmed. Unleash the fangs.
my field of expertise.
Target confirmed.
I need to start swapping the Verena. Keep forgetting that her outro was ready.
Exterminate.
Tear them to pieces.
All is fair in war.
Time to wrap it up. My field of expertise.
War spares no one.
Roll for me.
So much wasted energy.
Tear them to pieces. Watch and learn. Think you got permission?
It's time. The die is cast.
Wait,
Stand down.
why did her frailty not trigger on anyone there? What did I just fuck up?
All is fair.
Zap string. It's our curtain call.
Wait, why did her frailty not... Wait, no, her frailty is... Oh, it is on him. Huh.
I see my way.
So for like the next wave, we want to make sure we get her forte on like the entire group. But what is a good way? Like, I hit a good amount of them.
You won't cast me down.
Hmm.
I see my way clear.
Heavy attack. Oh, heavy attack is actually really nice if she doesn't already have forte up. Definitely gets like everyone around you.
I see my way clear. All is fair.
Luminous energy. Photosynthesis.
My field of expertise.
Wait, what?
I see my way clear.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, we can do like
All is
this
fair.
into this into this.
Life is in everything. I'm just low in fluids.
Good. There's no time to waste.
Wait, what happened to my second skill? Wait, what? Oh, I fat fingered the button there.
I'll pay it back tenfold.
Yeah, trying to get this up is a little...
All is fair in war.
Listen, bask in the sunlight.
Summer.
Watch and learn. I can't
Holy.
keep going.
Like, I can add these cancels in earlier, but they give them more opportunity to be annoying and attack me.
Zap string. It's our curtain call.
Don't blink.
Target confirmed.
There we go. Okay.
War spares no one.
Roll for me.
Zap string. The stage is yours.
Stay calm.
Ah, I really thought I'd get the Death Messenger off there.
My field of expertise.
Summer. Exterminate.
Photosynthesis.
Tear them to pieces. Now you'll behave. Crush them.
Unleash the fans.
God, that was a really slow ult because we lost that other one.
Target confirmed.
Bloom.
Watch and learn.
No, I didn't have a heavy attack up first.
Strike. Exterminate. All is fair in war.
Listen, bask in the sunlight.
Your time is over.
Target confirmed. Summer.
Oh, it didn't register my charge attack input. Great.
I see my way clear.
Yeah, and trying to get everyone tagged for like her forte definitely feels like she wants more field time, but I'll probably try to work more swaps in.
All is fair in war.
Luminous energy.
pay for this.
Ah, damn.
Target confirmed. Misery follows.
I'll pay him back tenfold.
Roll for me.
Tear them to pieces. My field of expertise.
Sever. Exterminate.
Ah, I thought that would parry.
Going.
I really thought that his mercy there would parry that. Let's see here. Checking chat. Is building her with ER set with Electro and crit rate good for making a solid DPS, or Electro 5 set really way to go? I mean, like, she'll boost your team. She'll boost the your main DPS's damage with the other set, but she does a lot of damage herself. So like the Electro set makes her do more damage. That being said, you know, if you already have like a decent Moonlit Cloud set and just want to focus on building Electro pieces for her, it'll still work. It's just that she does a lot of damage. Let's see. Tried Yinlin, Morphe, Jianshin. I think they are pretty good. I was able to do 9 out of 12 in Hard Zone Echoing Tower. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, yeah, Yinlin, Morphe, Jianshin does sound like a lot of fun, honestly. And it allows Jianshin to like have the field time that she really wants to have, even if she isn't. Isn't Qixia and Yuanwu her best team? What? What? Qixia and Yuanwu? What? Nani? Is this like a meme, or like is this like some weird comp thing, or is this bait? Yeah, I'm confused. But do you see Maggie's 4441 calcs being less than 5% worse? I mean, I have not seen those calcs. I guess I could see it with the Electro set, and with Stringless I could see it because you're getting enough crit multipliers then possibly. I still don't know if that's like a thing to recommend, but that is a thing. It was in CBT too? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds... I mean, like... It'll work. The team will work. I definitely wouldn't call her a best team, just because, like, Qixia has, like... does not put out... She actually puts out a lot more damage than people think she does, but, like, she doesn't put out that much damage. I did see some CN post raving over Qixia Yuanwu for her quick swap, but I don't know if it's really that good. I mean, like, I'm sure it can work. It's interesting. Like, so, I mean, the thing with Yuanwu... CN seems to like Yuanwu a lot more. There haven't really been enough calcs in EN from what I've seen in terms of, like, how good Yuanwu is. They seem to... I mean, I guess they probably like running him in the support slot, because you only got one Verena at the end of the day. Although, of course, at that point, you know, you're running no healing. With Qixia, though, interesting. I think it sounds like the idea for that is to just go with, like, a ranged team so you just stay really fucking far away from things. Huh. Interesting. Oh, let me add that to, like, a list of things to look at, but... I have not heard about that. Like, I cannot see how that would be her best... Like, I can see the team working. I definitely can't see that being her best team, just because, like, Qixia and Yuanwu can't put out the output needed for it to be her best team. And they don't have any particular, like... especially because it's a swap cancel team. Like, they don't have any particular synergies I can see that would make that, like, a particularly strong, quick, like, swap team. Like, does Qixia even really have much you can swap cancel? Because, like, the majority, like, her main damage output is from, like, her Daka, which you have to stand there holding. Like I mean, I can see it working, it's just I don't see how that's better than, like, instead running Encore, who just innately does a lot more damage and also has, like, quick swappable animations.
I see my way clear.
wouldn't main Xixia if you don't have C6. Yeah, fair, but just like I mean, I can see it. I can see it working. I just don't know if I see it. I would have to see. I would have to see the exact calculations and test and see the exact like assumptions tested and everything to believe that it would outdo an encore.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Because of the time glitch? What time glitch? Are you talking about like her ult freezing timer? Because like everyone's ult freezes timers. Unless there's some other like time glitch I'm unaware of with Xixia. CN content creators have some info about teams. Yeah, so we talked about this in the last stream I did earlier. But the thing with like a lot of like I try to, for the most part, like at least try to like keep up with or see some like what CN is cooking. The problem with CN, it's very interesting when they discover tech and like combos and rotations and stuff. But like the problem with CN is that here in like EN for theory crafting, we're like generally pretty big about like proof of work, right? Like generally, like you can either find links to the spreadsheets or the spreadsheets can be verified by other people who can be verified by like a lot of other theory crafters because of how the community is kind of a bit more like knit like that, right? Like I've seen plenty of other theory crafters spreadsheets, vice versa, all that kind of stuff, and like oftentimes you can actually see the proof of work, you can see the calculations, and most importantly, you can see the assumptions behind the calculations, because you're not running like real damage simulations of in-game, right? You have to like make assumptions about like what rotation am I using, how am I timing things, what are like the like just all of these different assumptions you have to make in terms of calculating like a team's DPS output, assuming even calculating a team's DPS output. A lot of CN calcs I've seen are just looking at individual character DPS output plus buffs from other characters. They're not actually full damage sims. But like in CN, it is like almost fucking impossible to find proof of work. Like it is so hard to find that they generally don't share the data sheets. They don't share their calculations. They and like as I understand from what I've heard, they have a bit more of a culture of not wanting to get their stuff stolen or something like that. I don't know, but like it's very hard to find like the CN data sheets. So like they'll tell you numbers, but you don't know what's behind those numbers, and that makes it difficult to assess. Like I'm not doubting that they've done the calculations correctly. The question is, what are the assumptions they're using for those calculations? You mean the slow-mo glitch? For how much it takes right now to build teams resource cost-wise, gotta take time to see interesting teams at full potential with characters. Yeah, that's part of the problem. I really want to like build Yuanwu and fuck around with them. I can't like afford the resources to do it. I've already built like Calcharo, I've built Yinlin, I've built Sanhua, I've built my Encore, I've built my Havoc MC. Like I don't have the resources to afford to like I even built my Verena. She just exists to like throw buffs. Like, her healing is just basically her base healing. I did see that gun users don't hit lag, so they can take advantage of slow time. Oh, interesting. Okay, I see. So they'll take it. Oh, okay. Huh. I don't. How significant is that, though? Like, how often is there? How often is? How many frames are you actually saving by getting in a few extra hits during like slow time, though? Like I'm sure it's probably like in like a 4-second Daka period. If you get like a second with a slow time, that is like technically a 33% DPS increase, but that's only for the 4 seconds over the entire course of your rotation and your multiple rotations, right? And like, does slow time really happen often enough for that to be significant? That being said, though, that is interesting. On slow flag. Random notes per slash. There's a slow-mo glitch with ult that causes game time to permanently slow to 1/10 normal speed. To permanently oh, okay, no, so it is actually just we're talking about like an actual just glitch that slows the timer. Huh. Okay. Apparently glitch that is fixed. Yeah, I didn't hear about that one, but that is interesting and also would not surprise me how the amount of bugs that exist in this game and keep appearing and disappearing.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Been around for almost a week now. People used to get 21 to 24 stars in tower. Interesting. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, Yincharo isn't no more. It's still a thing, and she's still like his best sub DPS. It's just that, as the Jeff put it, I think Jeff put it best, which is that like she's still his best. She's still his best teammate. He's just not necessarily her best teammate. Yeah, boss is slowed, but the character moves real time unless they hit lag. Interesting. Okay. Well, very clearly bug glitch stuff. Interesting to hear about, but definitely not something, I guess, really too much worth considering. Especially if it is already fixed or is going to get fixed. Which kind of also why I haven't really looked a lot at like levitated cancels. Like levitated cancels are a thing in this game. But I don't even know if they even work in tower. Or if they ever did. But there's like animation cancels you can do on like a sec. I'm fixing my glasses. The lens popped out. There's like these cancels you can do on like Calcharo and just generally speaking, where you like use the levitator tool to like cancel your animations. I haven't even really gone around to testing it much because it's very definitely a bug and will get patched. It's just not something I really devoted time to, but neat to hear about. TLDR, when you opened the LDR, when you, I'm just gonna copy and paste this.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Open the accessory, slows times all so the slowdown would stay forever. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, cool. Interesting. Cool. Huh.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Chicio dodge counter multiplier is higher than most characters, like 200%. Oh yeah, is it? I actually haven't really looked at Chicio much at all, so I couldn't see. I know that Don Jin has a really strong dodge counter, but it would make sense too for gun characters to have good dodge multipliers, just design wise, because they can't parry. Okay, I think glasses are fixed now. The Billy vid on Qixia, Yuanwu, Yinlin by... If you want to read Chinese. The problem is I don't Chinese. The problem is I'm not... I am a very, very bad... I did not pay attention in Chinese school when I was a kid, so I'm very not fluent. However, I am going to copy these. Save those for future. Around. Searching around. Because that does sound interesting. I would like to look into that. Cool. Yeah. I'll look into that, but like I said, if I can't see their data sheets and see their calculations and assumptions, like there's only so much you can trust it if you can't actually see how and what they're choosing to calculate, right? So like that does sound interesting. I'll look into it, but I just I don't know. I don't see it, but I'm definitely interested to look into it and also see if anyone else I know has actually talked into it. Yeah, all they gave us a final number. Yeah, exactly. It's very hard because like I'm not even necessarily saying that they're fudging numbers, right? But like that doesn't mean that their assumptions or what they're presenting or whatnot are correct. Like you can still have all of your formulas be completely correct, and it's just the things you're actually calculating aren't equivocable or aren't good assumptions to make or aren't good rotations or anything like that. Or if you're only looking at partial picture of things, you're not actually doing like a full damage simulation. And then full damage simulations have so many places where like your assumptions can drastically change things just by tweaking a few variables, right? So like it's I would look into it though. That does sound interesting.
I see my way clear.
Calcharo is so screwed by Kuro. To fix them, they have to either give him interrupt resist during DM so he doesn't have to swap, and or make his dodge counters able to generate forte during ult. Yeah, his dodge counter really should. The fact that like it's the most optimal thing to do is to dash cancel a dodge counter is kind of fucking stupid. I kind of enjoy the tech. I think it's fun to do, but it is kind of dumb that like it is more optimal to cancel your dodge counter because it screws your stack generation. But of course they won't, so Calcharo will stay the clunky mess he is. It's so sad. It's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. On the plus side, I at least fortunately for me, I like clunky, janky stuff. I don't know if any of you guys play or have played Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, not the gacha game, but like the more like Monster Hunter style game they have. I haven't really played it in a while, and I haven't checked out the new updates yet. But like, I'm a cat, but I main Katarina, and part of the reason I play Katarina is because she has like she has like a third of the game's entire jank is built into her kit. Her kit is so janky, and I love it. She has the weirdest, stupidest tech because of it. You think her damage is off the charts or just good enough? I mean, I think she has good damage. I haven't done specific calculations because I'm not personally doing like actual DPS calculations on her for comparison's sake, because people like Grim, who does the Theorycrafting for Gridwin.gg and Rivenus and so many other Theorycrafters I know are already doing that, and I'm more interested in like exploring tech and rotations and things like that. But from everything I've heard, she's strong. She's strong. She is, it seems, stronger than she was even in CBT2 because they buffed her Forte generation, so she has even shorter rotations now. So like, even though like maybe her full damage per rotation is technically around the same, she does it faster than she used to. I did. It was amazing. I quit after I get all the weapons. Yeah, that's kind of my problem too. Is like I enjoyed the shit out of it and played the end game for so long, and then I kind of fell off of it. And now like there's like new content and stuff, and I can go play it and everything. But it's just I kind of fell off after I finished all the end game grind. I kind of just fell off and haven't really hopped back on. So there were Forte buffs for her. Yeah, basically, it's mostly on her like base. It's on her like increased Forte generation on like her like basic attacks and her electromagnetic blasts from her executioner mode out from her skill. She just needs to do less things now to activate a Forte, like significantly less, which is nice. Holy fuck! Oh, it's 242. Okay, well, I mean, yawn. Might try doing a few more like messing around with a few more rotations, but I feel like I'm pretty tired and pretty out on testing at this point. Actually, I'm very curious about something. Let me check. Let me try that again. Can you parry that with her skill? Surely you can. I'm sure you can parry with her skill, right? I can parry Verina's skill. All right, give me a thing to parry, boy. Great. Now you're not doing it. Great. Okay. God, her skill comes out so late though. Kind of hard to time that. Surely that can parry, right? Come on, boy. Give me that move. Okay, yeah. God, how... God, that skill comes out so slowly. Probably gonna have to input like right as it starts charging the attack. I actually fat-fingered my grapple there, but that was a pretty sick move, so let's say it was on purpose. Oh, he's just not gonna do it, huh?
Pay it back tenfold. You won't cast me down.
Yeah, I really do. Do I have to start charging that before the circle appears? Kill is so slow. Oh well. Go parry with an intro too. Yeah, I feel you must be able to. Yeah, I mean like because I've parried a shitload of times with Verina's intro. Are you gonna test Yinlin with Yuanwu? I don't know. Like I really want to test things with Yuanwu. The problem is that I don't really have the resources to build him. Dungeon double off-field sounds insane. Yeah, sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, honestly. Like Morphe and Yinlin with Dungeon. I mean, like Morphe, as long as you're okay with, you know, not running heals or support, like Morphe Yinlin with literally anyone on the field will probably be very good. It's literally just a driver comp. You can use the CPU Chixia Yuanwu in the new event, so just use your Yinlin. Really? You know what? I mean, at this point, I don't think we're really gonna get too much more testing done, because it's late, and I'm too tired and sleepy to, like, actually properly execute for, like, rotation tests, so... I guess I'll just chill, and, like... I'll probably hop off fairly soon, but I'll probably just chill and, like, answer questions and chat and shit, and look at this event. Because if I can use this for future testing too, that's really nice. From simulation challenges? Oh, right, they're doing this thing. Why would I want any of these? Overdash. Where was it? Is it Alloy Smelt? Is this the new event? You can hold Echo while swinging to make the beam last longer? Yeah, I know. I just fucked up the input. I know. I know, Camille. Oh, Flautas. Yeah, I just fucked up the input. You have to, because you actually have to hold it for a little bit after you swap in order for it to keep going. Your voice and fun personality has not changed. Oh, well, thank you. My voice has definitely changed. My accent's a lot thinner than it used to be. It used to sound a lot more British, but I appreciate you saying that. The fuck? Where is... Oh, okay. Why is CN saying that her best in slot set is Moonlit? I don't know. I don't know. CN Theorycrafting, like, we talked about this several times already. Oh, like seeing Theorycrafting is weird because they don't. It's very hard to find their proof of work and their calculations. And mind you, like I said, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. It's still very early. But from what I've talked about with Theorycrafters who and like actually have been able to check their numbers and assumptions and everything, like it seems like it's still just generally better for her to just build more damage. But it's very hard to say with CN Theorycrafting because, like, I'm not saying that they don't necessarily show their data sheets. It's very rare to see it. It's very rare to see what their actual calculations are in order to see what their numbers are based off of, or what they're calculating, or what their rotation look like, etc., etc., etc. So it's hard to say. Please pay me a lot of money. You still like Yin? Oh, I love Yinlin. I don't know how I feel about Calcharo and Yinlin together, but Yinlin's great. Yinlin's a lot of fun. She's very flexible. She can go into a lot of team comps. I didn't really mess around with it on stream because I was testing specific Calcharo things, but like trying her out with like Havoc MC, with Havoc Rover, and with Encore, she feels better with them. Don't take that as that those teams are necessarily better, but like she feels the rotations feel a lot cleaner and a lot less punishing, I guess, because Yinlin really likes to swap cancel, but Calcharo's swap cancel windows are really short for what Yinlin wants to do. And it does make it a little rough to run them together. I'm gonna fuck around more with the rotations and try to figure out just I want to figure out what's the best rotations and combos and techs and everything are to play Calcharo with Yinlin together, but it definitely feels a lot more awkward compared to like running her with like Havoc MC, where like Havoc MC isn't forcing you to have only 2 seconds of Yinlin time, so she can do like a 3-second mini rotation and then swap off, and vice versa. It just feels more awkward, I guess. Oh, W, the building Electro set on her, it doesn't have really anything to do with quick swapping either. Like, even if you're not quick swapping with her, like, she just does a lot of damage, so buffing her own damage is strong. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I know that Rivenous, I Am Rivenous is... video should be coming out fairly soon-ish. I mean, he's been working on it really hard, so, like, I would say, because at the end of the day, like it says on the screen, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. It's very early. I haven't done my own calculations. I can only basically tell you what I've learned from discussing with other theory crafters and looking at their stuff and whatnot.
Keep your
So
friends
the best advice I can give is to wait for Rivenous to put his video out, and to wait for Pridwin.gg to finish their Yinlin calculations and publish their findings on their websites, and then look at those recommendations, because I'm not going to be doing those calculations myself personally, since I'm just doing this as kind of like a fun side hobby sort of thing. And so for me, what I'm going to be looking at is like specifically like Yinlin rotations and combos and whatnot with Calcharo and also other team comps, because that is what more personally interests me. is kind of trying to optimize, like, in this Yinlin team, what is the best way to play this Yinlin team? What is the best Yinlin in tech? What is the best way to do these things? Versus, like, actual, like, damage calculations for the builds and character comparisons, because I just don't have the time for that, and there are other people who are doing it plenty well. Am I enjoying the Yinlin Calcharo combo? It is. I am enjoying it, but it definitely feels really awkward. And it definitely feels like Yinlin plays cleaner with other characters. Oh, this is interesting. At a skill, a lava pillow will be generated when electro. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. So they give you trial characters? Oh, hell yeah, they give you trial characters. Oh, neat. They do not give me a Yuanwu for this one, though, unfortunately. That being said, do I want to use the trial Yinlin or my own Yinlin? Oh, they don't even let me check the details, so I have no idea. I have no idea if mine is better or not. Oh, did you see the skill animation canceling tech on Reddit to squeeze a bit more damage? Skill, basic attack, cancel a skill, cancel a jump attack skill. Oh, yeah, so that's actually a tech I've been fucking around with myself as well. If you're talking about the Calcharo one. Yeah, that's the one I was fucking around with myself. I haven't done frame counts on it yet to see if it's actually, like... If it actually, like, doesn't add too many frames, but I have messed with that Calcharo tech if that's what you're talking about. I'm still not really a big fan of weaving Calcharo's basics, but you can squeeze in you can animation cancel the first basic pretty nicely, and it doesn't add too many frames. And second skill is like cancelable dash or jump cancelable super early, because like after your upswing connects, Calcharo literally stands around waiting for his stand to do damage, so like you'll sometimes see me like dash canceling that with a basic. And the plunge cancel is also an option. Wait, the trial has S6 and signature weapon and echo. Are you kidding me? Okay. Sure, okay then. The plunge cancel is also a nice parry. Huh. Does it give you active parry frames when you're in the air? Because I feel like the timing would be kind of awkward for that otherwise. Because Calcharo's plunge, like, Calcharo has this annoying thing with his like jump cancel, where like if you're on Rena, right, you can like short hop jump cancel the basic, right? And she won't go that high. But even if you no matter like, this is me putting the same input in, right? Like I'm not doing this, I'm not attacking slower. The problem is when Calcharo does his plunge attack, he pushes himself higher in the air, see? Which you can actually like abuse for like parkour stuff, right? But like if you're trying to do like this attack, right? After that first hit hits, like he stands around waiting for his stand to like damage things. So you can do like Lance dash cancel bam and then do that, right? But like the plunge cancel is just kind of awkward because it takes so long. Like, this is not me timing it late. This is him hopping up higher because when he plunges, he jumps up like a half jump height higher for some reason. Like and peak, this is what it looks like. This is what his short hop plunge looks like. versus, you know, Verina's short hop, versus Verina's short hop, which looks like this. But like, I mean, you can fit it, but I still need to like actually frame count like you can fit it, but like, is it worth adding the extra time, I guess, into it? Versus just, you know, versus just getting as much, like getting your skills out as fast as possible so you can death messenger and then swap to someone else to do things. It's kind of my problem with like the idea of like, I know people talk about how you can do like, oh, it's a cool weaving combo where you go like bam, and you go bam, and then you go like bam. But like, all of that takes a lot longer than just doing his skill 3 times into a mercy and then swapping to someone else and doing things with them, right? And like, the main reason you're doing this is because you're like you're like waiting for your ult to come off cooldown, but also you need to generate energy, because unless you're running like 170 energy or something on him, you need to like be doing like a mercy and then also teammates energy dumping as well. Like, adding the extra time by like adding basic attacks into it just seems very suboptimal to me. I don't think it's generally very good unless somehow like your other 2 characters literally have no cooldowns or no fortes or no echoes or anything else you can pop instead, right? Because after you do your 4 rotation, even with 3 death messengers, like unless you have an obscenely high amount of ER, you're still not gonna be like, you're still gonna need to have your other teammates do things to get your ult's energy back up, and you don't have that very long. Like you have like 9 to 7 seconds of like time to burn after your last 3rd death messenger and his ult before his ult comes off cooldown again. Generally, the struggle is actually getting his enough ult energy up in time, not necessarily trying to fill the time in the window. So what is this? Defeat enemies to gain points. Oh, it's just a time trial thing. Oh, she does? Oh, this is a string master. Actually, now I'm curious, how much damage does she do? So, let's just...
Good. There's no time to waste.
I just, like, build up her ult real quick. I'm just curious how big a number her ult is. This is the trial version, right? 988. I'm just curious how much stronger this trial one is than, like, my Yinlin. My Yinlin's not built well, by the way. I have, like, cope gear on her. But I'm just curious how strong they made this trial Yinlin. Like, my gear is very cope. I don't have very good substat rolls, and they're not even all plus 25 because of resource limitations. Ten said Yinlin is bad and is not worth pulling. Interesting. I'll have to see what he said about that. I mean, I don't think she's like a must pull character or anything, but interesting. I'll have to see what Ten said about that. I mean, yes, I don't think she's worth pulling if you want to pull her just for like Calcharo and Yinlin, because yes, it is, the team does feel rough. It does admittedly feel rough, and it is. The team does feel very rough. I don't think she's worth pulling if you specifically just want it for that. But Yinlin has a lot of other team options other than just Calcharo. And she do good number, and she do good AoE number. He just has a vid released an hour ago. Interesting. I'll take a look at it tomorrow. I'm like staring at my energy to see if it gens fast with charge attacks, and I think it does actually for my ult. I just want to see what. Okay, cool. What does my Yinlin's ult number look like?
It's nothing.
Am I crazy, or were my numbers twice as high? What the fuck? I crit for 1880 there. What the fuck? Am I crazy? Is the Trial Yinlin really that weak? She's better solo than combo with Calcharo? No, not necessarily solo. I mean, but like, she's a generic sub. She's a good generic sub DPS. She just does a lot of off-field damage and doesn't need that much field time for it. But the Calcharo Yinlin team does feel super clunky. I will definitely agree with that. Let me check this again. This cannot be right. There's no way that my Yinlin is doing that much more damage than the Trial Yinlin if it also has Stringless on. Does it have Stringless? Is that Stringless? I can't play. No, that's not. That's not Stringless. She is not. This Trial one is not running. Okay. Yeah, okay, it's actually not that surprising this one is hitting so much weaker than mine. It's probably intentionally an underbuilt Yinlin. They probably don't want the Trial one to feel better than the one that people have actually pulled and spent time building.
Cleave it. Think you got permission? Zapstring. It's our curtain call.
I don't think this Yinlin has any crit. Does it? I don't think this Yinlin has any crit. Don't... Yeah, I don't think that this event Yinlin has crit. Pretty sure I haven't seen a crit yet.
I'll pay it back tenfold.
Okay, interesting. I guess when you said Trial Yinlin, maybe you meant the one that's in like the character trial thing. Two 18 crit? Was that a crit or was that just a different damage number? I don't know. Either way, she either has no crit or very close to 100% because her numbers were incredibly consistent and somehow she was hitting like a wet noodle. Havoc MC Yinlin. I will say Havoc MC Yinlin does feel very good to play together. Especially because it's very easy to make sure that her buff actually gets on all of her ult damage. But they both are very good at doing swap cancels, and they both they're both good swap cancel characters, and they do feel pretty good together. Mind you, feel just means that they feel good to play together. That doesn't necessarily mean that that isn't an assessment on how strong they are, but. Holy, not starting with ult on Calcharo feels fucking terrible.
Target confirmed. All is fair in war.
Your time is over.
Summer! War spares no one.
Tear them to pieces. Zapstring. It's our curtain call.
Oh. I love when I get a parry and I still eat damage somehow. I feel like that happens to me a lot.
Tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed. All is fair in war.
I've had enough.
Probably could have swap canceled that, but I'm being lazy right now.
Too slow. Extra misery follows.
Tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed.
What the heck just happened there? Wait, what the heck just happened there? Where did my death messenger go?
Tear them to pieces. Crush.
Target confirmed. All is fair.
Luminous energy.
Tear them to pieces.
Holy, this outro building stuff is actually makes it actually very hard to play Calcharo.
Tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed. Unleash the fangs.
Leave it to me. Photosynthesis.
It's time.
Tear them to pieces.
Target confirmed.
Wow, my cancels are really bad, but I am tired, and that's my excuse.
Tear them to pieces. Time to wrap it up. Zap strength. The stage is yours.
Target confirmed. All is fair in war.
Gion testing? Oh no, Gion testing. I didn't even pull him. I'm not a full-time theory crafter, content creator anymore. I can't afford to just pull every character. Ugh.
Can you hear it?
Yuanwu is a utility, so he basically gives shield. Wait, does Yuanwu give a shield? Yuanwu doesn't give a shield. Right? Did I miss that in his kit? Like he gives like he can lightning, like with his forte he can lightning infuse for what's it? Interrupt resist, but he doesn't create shields, does he? Am I crazy? Oh, sequence 4. Oh, sequence 4. Oh. Oh, okay, never mind. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah, I was about to say, I have looked over this guy. I looked over this guy's kit. I mean, I didn't like look over it super deeply or anything, but I was interested in him and looked over his kit to kind of see what his like playstyle potentials were. I was like, I don't remember there being a shield. Am I crazy? Should have made a donation box to pull for characters. I mean, I'm not going to be doing like enough uploading or testing or making enough videos or anything, I feel like, to justify that. So I really don't want to, especially if people are going to be sending in donations with the expectations that I'm going to like do full character assessments, and I might not, and I might very well not be able to. Interesting. So how does this work? It's just like you just hit 2,000 points. That's it. Oh, I see. That's total points rewards. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, 2,000 is a very, very low amount of points. Hey, Encore have gear right now? Oh shit, right. I totally forgot I only have one rectifier. Well, you know what? We can use their Encore. She's gonna hit like a wet noodle, but we can use their Encore. Oh, still one of the most reliable theory. Well, thank you. I mean, I don't know if reliable is necessarily true, but I try to be honest about things. Which is why, like I'm saying, like I haven't done any of the calculations myself, so all I can really do is like parrot what I've discussed with other theorycrafters who are actually running the numbers. That's why if you want that kind of information, I really just say at the end of the day, go check out Rivenus's channel, go to Pridman.gg. I know both of them. I've seen a lot of. I've also looked over a lot of their work. That are the good peeps. Oh, hey, it's Riv. It's Riv. Go to Pridman. This Riv guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's true. Good to see you, Rivenus. I'm probably gonna be hopping off and going to sleep soon, but
This is so much fun. Listen up.
wait, what? Oh my god, it can't. Oh, the thing died, so I couldn't swap cancel the skill. That sucks.
Field of expertise.
Leave it to me.
There we go.
Here we go again.
Oh my god, this outro building is actually insane. What the hell?
Leave that away.
Zap string. It's our curtain call.
Please ignore how badly I am playing right now, Rivenus. I am tired and fucking around with the events.
Tear them to pieces.
Here we go again. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bask in the sunlight. I can use some fertilizer. Into Wooly's belly you go. Oopsie daisy. Here it comes on.
Tear them to pieces.
Damn. He did not want to have those attacks come out in timing with my basics. I had to dodge.
My field of expertise.
Roll for me. Here we go again. This is so much fun.
I've had enough. Get lost.
Wooly's attack. Listen up.
Oh my god, I canceled her skill again because the thing she was targeting died.
Me? All alone. Here we go again. No one picks on Ungar's friends. You're in. Oopsie daisy. Leave me. Luminous energy. Now I'm super.
Oh my god, I thought it was gonna die before its attack went off. Now.
Wooly's attack. That didn't hurt at all. This is so much fun. Leave it to me. That didn't hurt at all. Story
No. Encore, no.
over.
Sleepy Jinx plays very poorly. Okay. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock now. It's 3 o'clock, and I'm very clearly too tired for testing or even playing very well at that point. And I feel like at this point, we've answered plenty enough of the questions to be answered. Oh shit, what the fuck? Saving for future character poll. Hopefully you have a great time streaming it. Oh, thank you so much, Rukid. I really appreciate the super chat. Looks like my Streamlabs super chat. Oh, there it goes.
Says Jordan.
Wow, that was super delayed. Hey, let's go.
Saving for future character poll. Rolling on the floor laughing. Hopefully you have great time strumming again.
Oh, thank you so much, Ruku. I appreciate it. I have zero idea how much money that is because I don't know what this currency is, but regardless, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it a lot. IDR. Don't know what IDR is. I'm trying to copy and paste. Ah, they're rupees. I see. Cool. But I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you. What are these loading times? Potato PC. So here's the thing. My PC is perfectly fine, and my loading times aren't normally this bad. But apparently my computer's not very happy about me playing Wuwa as well as also the streaming software at the same time. Oh. But yeah, it's been fun, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I have no idea how long it'll take me to actually make a video on these things, because unfortunate timing with them releasing Yinlin earlier, but I'm like hanging out with a friend from out of town for like a lot of this weekend, so I'm not gonna be doing much Wuwa or testing or editing or anything. But like I said, go check out I remember this video on Yinlin when it comes out. Go check out pridwin.gg. Go see these things if you're looking for information on like ascertaining whether she's worth pulling, how to build her, all of this kind of stuff, because those are the guys actually doing all of the very good and thorough calculations and whatnot. I will be working on like some stuff about Yinlin and Calcharo rotations and combos, as well as looking at her with other teams and stuff, but suffice it to say, to summarize, I mean it's on screen, but to summarize, like, the Calcharo Yinlin combo does feel quite clunky, as someone mentioned that 1010 says. I haven't seen his video about it yet, but it feels quite clunky. But Yinlin is still just strong and goes with a lot of teams. She's, at the end of the day, she's an off-field sub DPS that doesn't take too much field time and does good AoE damage, and that's valuable in any team. And if you do like swap canceling and quick swapping, she's very good for those kinds of teams. And there's lots of teams that can run her with that. Okay, anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Good night. I'm gonna go rest up and everything, and this has been pretty fun, though. I would definitely be down to do other streams in the future like this. Maybe just, like, I don't know, mindlessly grinding echoes or something and chatting, because chatting with you guys has been a lot of fun. And answering questions and discussing these kinds of things. In the future, if I'm doing testing, I should probably do it off stream because it's a lot more efficient, but it's been fun. Alright. Night, everyone.